Hi there, folks. Welcome to episode 39 of Finding Your Hidden Superpower Autism, Asperger's, and those of us who are neurodiverse. So, I'm here today to talk to you about the six most effective uh, treatments for autism. Um, so let's get down to it. So, several therapies are effective in treating individuals with autism. Most appropriate treatment for an individual with autism will depend on their specific needs and goals. Some of the most effective treatments for autism include applied behavioral analysis, cognitive behavioral therapy, social skills training, speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, and sensory integration therapy. Um, so I'm going to get into the specifics of what all these are, just in case you're not familiar with them. And so applied behavioral analysis is which is also called ABA therapy, is a therapy that focuses on improving specific behaviors such as social skills, communication, and academic performance through positive reinforcement and other behavioral strategies. ABA is commonly used to treat autism spectrum disorder in children and adults. A therapist will work with an individual during ABA therapy to identify specific behaviors that need to be changed or improved upon. The therapist will create a treatment plan that includes strategies for reinforcing desired behaviors and reducing undesirable behaviors. These strategies include using positive reinforcement, such as rewards or praise, to encourage the individual to exhibit a desired behavior. The therapist may also use other techniques, such as prompting or shaping, to help the individual learn new skills and behaviors. ABA therapy is typically provided in a one on one setting, but can also be conducted in a group setting. It is usually provided by a team of professionals, including a board certified behavioral analyst, which is also known as a BCBA, a licensed behavioral therapist, and other support staff. ABA therapy improves social skills, communication, and academic performance in individuals with autism spectrum disorder. It is often recommended that a treatment option by healthcare providers and is covered by many insurance plans. However, it is essential to note that ABA therapy is just one of many treatment options available for individuals with autism spectrum disorder and may not be the right fit for everyone. It is essential to work closely with a healthcare professional to determine the best treatment plan for your individual with autism spectrum disorder. So, bottom line is you're going to be working with a therapist on your behaviors, learning coping mechanisms, and learning how neurotypical people typically behave, and trying to model those behaviors yourself and putting them into play in a social setting and um, being able to mask better because a lot of these what are common sense to a lot of people are not necessarily common sense to us. So the next is cognitive behavioral therapy. It can be, which can be an effective treatment option for individuals with autism spectrum disorder. Like other formats, CBT, other forms of CBT, the goal of CBT for individuals with autism is to help them identify and modify negative or unhealthy thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. During CBT for individuals with autism, the therapist may work with the individual to identify, modify negative or distorted thinking patterns, develop coping skills for managing difficult emotions and situations, and improve social skills and communication. The therapist may also use techniques such as prompting and shaping to help the individual learn skills and behaviors. CBT for individuals with autism may be provided for one-on-one or groups as well, depending on the needs of the individual. It is offered by a licensed medical health professional, such as a psychologist or a social worker, with experience in working with individuals with autism. CBT improves social skills, communication, and adaptive functioning in individuals with autism. It is often recommended that treatment options by healthcare providers and is covered by many insurance plans. However, it is essential to note that CBT is just one of many treatment options for individuals with autism. It may not be the right fit for everyone. So, the bottom line is that with CBT, they're working with individuals to identify, modify negative or distorted thinking patterns and develop coping skills for managing difficult emotions and situations. So that's working with the internal aspects of autism, which when you look at it, if you've ever looked at how people with autism are diagnosed, most of the time they're diagnosed from the outward uh, um, behaviors that they're expressing to others and how they're triggering others and how they're getting triggered and how they're reacting. And so CBT is looking towards the inner triggers in your inner mind and how you can cope better. Whereas the ABA is looking at mostly identifying specific behaviors, so more outward, reinforcing desired behaviors and reducing undesirable behaviors. So the outward aspects of autism. So, um, you know, what I've seen out there is there's a lot of people, a lot of opportunities to work with the ABA therapists more than there is CBT. But CBT, I know for myself, CBT has worked very, very well. Um, so I'm going to move to social skills training. It is a form of therapy that aims to improve social skills and communication in individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities. SST may focus on various social skills, including initiating and maintaining conversations, taking turns, understanding and interpreting social cues, engaging in appropriate social actions. During SST, the therapist works with the individual to identify specific social skills needing improvement and creating a treatment plan to address these skills. The therapist may use various techniques to teach and reinforce social skills such as role playing, modeling, and social stories. SST may be provided in one-on-one or group setting depending on the needs of the individual. SST is effective in improving social skills and communication with individuals with autism. It is often recommended that the treatment options by healthcare professionals are covered with, it's covered by insurance most of the time. It may not be the right fit for everyone, so you got to check it out for yourself. But what it sounds like is that SST, also known as social skills training, is working with your social skills. So ABA is working on your outward behaviors in general. Social skills is working with specifics about how to get along with people and how to understand people better and how to understand social cues and work with what's called social stories, which is a type of therapy that seems to be working very well. I don't know much about it, but I'm going to learn a bunch about it because it seems to be pretty successful with a lot of people. And so the idea is that you not only work in with these therapies. One of them is working on your internal triggers. The other one is working with your external triggers, and then this third one, the SST, is working on not only just dealing with the triggers, but actually socializing with people, making friends, getting along with people, getting along with coworkers, and actually being able to hold down a job, hopefully, and not be in danger of losing your job, hopefully. And I think that a mixture of all three would be very good. So the next one is called speech and language therapy, also known as speech therapy, aims to improve communication skills with individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities. Speech therapy may focus on various communication skills, including production of sound and language use, and the ability to understand and follow directions. During speech therapy, the therapist works with the individual to identify specific communication skills that need improvement and creates a treatment plan to address these skills. The therapist may use various techniques to teach and reinforce communication skills, such as modeling, repetition, and visual supports. Speech therapy can be provided in one-on-one or a group setting. Speech and language therapy effectively improves communication skills in individuals with autism and is often recommended in treatment options by healthcare providers and is covered by many insurance plans. However, it is essential to note that speech therapy is just one of many treatments available. So the bottom line is if you are having problems understanding speech, or understanding others, their communication style, and having problems with you communicating to other people, um, speech therapy sounds like it's a really good thing for you if you have those difficulties. So the next therapy is called occupational therapy. It is a form of therapy that aims to improve the individual's ability to perform daily activities and participate in meaningful occupations. So, this is helping you get a job and keeping a job and finding out what you want to do in life as far as a career goes. So, an occupational therapy may be provided with individuals with autism to address challenges relating to sensory processing, fine motor skills, and functioning skills such as addressing bathing and eating. So, these are more like the basics to get you out of bed and get you into school as a child or get you out into the workforce and figuring out that if you're not doing proper self care, they're going to be teaching you about proper self care. During the during occupational therapy, the therapist will work with the individual to identify specific areas of need and create a treatment plan to address these challenges. The therapist may use a variety of techniques to teach and reinforce skills such as sensory strategies, play based activities, and the use of assistive technology. OT, as occupational therapy is also known as, can be provided in one-on-one or a group or in groups. Occupational therapy is effective in improving functional skills and increasing participation in daily activities for individuals with autism. It is recommended that as a treatment option and is covered by most insurance. However, it is essential to note that OT is just one of many. And so the key for occupational therapy is if you're having a lot of difficulty with self care and self management and emotional management, um, this is probably a really good starter point in order to get you to learn how to do self care properly so people are not being annoyed by you and your eccentricities that you are having. And because not all people are going to understand. There's a lot of other people out there on YouTube talking about how people have to understand you. Well, that's all nice, but that's not the way the real world works. Unfortunately, I've been on this planet for 57 years, and I've had lots of difficulties with people understanding me, and a lot of the times people don't, and that's just the way it is. And I took it to heart. I got upset. I got triggered, and it didn't help me. It didn't make me more successful. It made me less successful. It made me have harder time in school, harder time with work. And now that I'm understanding all these different therapies, I'm putting them into play. And that's one of the keys is that you got to, probably all of them are very good to experience. And just depending on where you're at, you want to start where you can take care of yourself, and that's the key. Is first off take care of yourself, and then you got to move up the ladder. You can't just expect other people to serve you and expect you to have them understand you without you understanding them, because that's probably the way we are automatically set. People are supposed to understand us, and I'm not saying autistic people, but I think humans in general have, people have empathy, but sometimes when they get mixed up in all their own stuff, they forget that they have to communicate to others. And the empathy has to go both ways. And if you don't empathize for somebody who can't understand you, they they're just going to walk away, and you don't want that. So I'm going to get into another form of therapy, which is called sensory integration therapy, which is a form of therapy that aims to improve the way individuals process and respond to sensory information from the environment. Sensory integration may be provided by individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities. So during sensory integration therapy, an individual occupational therapist works with the individual to identify specific areas of need related to sensory processing and creates a treatment plan to address these challenges. The therapist may use a variety of techniques to teach and reinforce skills such as the use of sensory strategies, play-based activities, and use of assistive technology. Uh, Sensory integration therapy may be provided in a one-on-one or in group setting. So sensory integration therapy effectively improves sensory processing and functional skills in individuals with autism. It is also recommended as a treatment option by healthcare professionals and usually is covered by insurance. However, it is essential to note that it's not the only one. So there is no single one therapy that's going to be the end all be all. These are all different therapies that are working with your basically your weaknesses, even though I'm talking about trying to find your superpowers. But the bottom line is that you can use these different therapies to get you to be able to mask what you know you because bottom line is I don't think I've only met one person, two people that have actually called me out and thought that I was autistic, and those were two people that knew me really well. And everybody else just thinks, oh, he's being triggered again. Watch out. They don't understand, and I haven't really explained it to them. They may happen to run into these videos, and then they'll understand me better, and then maybe I'll come out, and so come out of the closet as autistic. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. This is, I'm getting out there. But the bottom line is we all have to get along. We can't just sit in our mommy's basement because it ain't gonna work. That it isn't healthy for our family. That isn't healthy for us, and we're not showing our God-given talents and showing us, and experiencing our fullest potential, because you have a lot of potential out there, and it's going to just take a lot more effort than other people. And then you just got to figure things out. And I'm here to help. And with that, uh, I hope you learned a little bit more and have a good day.